Hello, good morning, children. This is MD Ramzan. Today I am going to teach you 10th class English. That is from 5th unit of lessons. First lesson is the story in the house is written. It is written by Bowman Govin Howell. But before going to this A lesson, you children, this is a topic of social issues, and these social issues it is given to you some writing work, some writing given to you, some statement, quotation given to you. What about that? Let us see. You open the textbook and see there 5th unit of lesson. Before that, a picture sheet is given to you, picture sheet. That is I'm going to read it out before going to lesson. Where the world has not been broken up into fragments by narrow domestic walls into the heaven of freedom, my father led my country awake. This is these are the lines taken and written by Rabindranath Tagore, a well-noted famous Indian writer, poet, and versatile artist. He was a versatile artist. And these lines, what do they tell us? These lines are telling us that this world has not been broken up into fragments, into pieces, and narrow domestic walls, by narrow domestic walls, into the heaven of freedom. So where the world has not been broken like this here, that means where the people all over the world, they live as a unity, as an integrated people, or that kind of a world where the people are not having the walls of like the castes, religions, and some other into that kind of a freedom. And that is called a heaven of freedom, that it is where there are no restrictions among the people, where there are no conditions and walls, that kind of where the world, it is not broken into pieces, small countries, small states, like that, where it is not broken into that heaven of freedom. My father, here my father means, what do you think here? He is appealing to the God, Lord, let my country awake. So he is requesting, he is appealing to the people and the God also, that kind of freedom of country and freedom of heaven of freedom, people have to awake and they have to live together. That is brotherhood or unity and some other, and fraternity it is called. So later questions are, so what does this poem tells us here, and these lines, what do they tell us here? That is a great concept. Rabindranath Tagore, he wrote, he expressed his thoughts in that poem, where the mind is without fear, that it is the poem. And you see, you know well that Rabindranath Tagore, he wrote that what do you call that, a book, that it is Gitanjali, and that book, for that book he received a Nobel Prize also. Now few questions are given to you. What do the above lines talk about, and what does the expression the narrow domestic walls mean? Narrow domestic walls mean, what does it? You imagine, you think that. Next, children, you see, oral discourse is given, a speech is given to you. Social evils are the hurdles for the development of the country. Social evils, that are the hurdles of the development of the country. Social, that evils causes consequences, that results, you that and your role in making the world heaven of freedom. So these social issues, those are there, social evils, those are there, that causes and the results. About these things you have to prepare, and you have to write down something there, and what is your role regarding these things, and making the world into heaven of freedom, and what role you play. That regarding you have to first of all write down in few sentences and prepare a speech there, then it will be good. So social issues, children, you the children, I don't know how many of you know that the issues of the society in previous years, and last few years ago, that it was there were bad evils, social issues were there, and some, what do you call it, downtrodden people, that is lower caste people, that people in villages, they were not allowed into the what do you call it, upper class people houses. Not only this, many other social issues were there in a few years ago. In every village we would see that kind of situations. Now that kind of situations are not there, and a few here and there we are going to see in media. That is truth. We have to accept it. That means slowly, gradually, as our constitution has given us the rights of living wherever they want to live, the people, and they have the right to live, and they have the right to participate in everywhere, and in the society, wherever that situations are there, the people, they go and ask why they are not allowed. So that it is going on. Regarding these social issues, you see how the social issues were there. This is a best example. This lesson is a best example. This lesson is given to you. The storied house part 1 and part 2 is also given to you. So in few years ago, olden days, in villages that Dalits, you know the word Dalits means that lower caste people, those were there. That people were not having the rights and they were treated in a different manner in every village. But slowly, gradually, that it is changed now. Recording that how the people were treated and that people how they were. Here we are going to know the story. The storied house. It is written by Vaman Govind Howell, and that in this story, some characters also given there. Let us see what are the characters and some other. Be ready, please. Storied house. Storied house means you know that is the house and building a store. A storied house means that is nothing but first floor and second floor like that. Floors will be there. That is a storied house here, and that storied house you see. Regarding this, there was something. I'm coming to the lesson. You see that there was. So children, let us see that this is the lesson. I'm going to read it out. All of you be ready. First paragraph of this lesson. So in the story, Bayaji is a character. Bayaji. Bayaji character is there. Let us go to that character. What it tells the story. Let us see. There was something really wrong with the state transport bus. It had come up the winding road in the mountain as if with a lifetime effort. The road was now downhill, and yet the bus moved as slowly as a sick man walking with the help of another. It reached the plain where the dispensary building was situated and stood still means here calm, silent, still like a obstinate bull. Now the destination was hardly a mile or two away, but the driver was sore and the conductor had no option but to be silent. When they realized that the bus wouldn't move any faster, a couple of passengers exclaimed, "God damn it for a bloody nuisance." This is the first paragraph given to you. So this is the situation of the state transport buses situation. That in those days, the village buses, those go that are very, very in poor condition, and they could not move. And this bus in the village side it is going, and that it was stopped. Later it slowly moved. It was described here in the first paragraph. The bus which is going, state transport bus, which is just like moving slowly, and it was stopped somewhere, and driver and conductor they were trying, and passengers those were there, they said they were scolding, "God damn it for a bloody nuisance," like that they were saying the words, expressing that unsatisfaction way. The people, passengers, when the bus stops without moving, what will happen then? All the passengers they would get some angry. So all their anger, and they are getting impatience. This is the situation of the first paragraph. So what is the link of this story? First narrator he narrated about that road transport bus which is going towards the village side. Next paragraph you see that the conductor asked the passengers to get down, and they all put it to their strength together to push the bus. Having gained the initial momentum, the bus started. Then passengers clambered up, and jostling one another. The conductor rang the bell, and the bus gradually took on speed. So they moved the bus, and they tried to move, and with that the bus started. Conductor and all passengers they climbed, they boarded the bus. Later gradually it took speed. It entered the village reluctantly. Reluctantly means unwillingly. That bus entered the village like a truant child being dragged to school. And as it wound its way through the curves on the outskirts, it groaned and croaked like a hen about in lay eggs, and stopped with a bang in front of Bhujaba Patil's residence, or Patel. Bhujaba Patel, you can say that Bhujaba Patil. It stopped in front of that Bhujaba Patil. In the village, he is a character, a name, Bhujaba Patil. The bus went on like that here, slowly, and it stopped in front of the house, Bhujaba Patil's residence. As it halted, stopped there, it gave him a big lurch, big sound it gave that, big lurch, sending the passengers helter-skelter. Helter-skelter means what here? In disorder way. Helter-skelter If you want to like water in a pitcher, water in a pitcher. Pitcher means a big pot, pitcher. When the carrier stumbles, later all the passengers got down. So in that bus, the passengers were they moved here and there, helter skelter, in disorder way. When the bus stopped at a sudden moment, all the passengers they got down when the bus was stopped. The coolie put his hand on a huge wooden box and shouted like this here, whose box is this? So when the bus was stopped in olden days, some luggage, heavy luggages, those were kept on the bus, and coolies would come and they would put them down. So here coolie is asking there, whose box this is? He asked Bayaji, who was brushing away the dust from his body. He answered like this, oh, it's mine. Please lower it down. So coolie, he kept that luggage on his head. He called that, whose is this box? Whose is this box? Then Bayaji, a character in this story, he is a hero character here. And that person said, brushing away his dust. Brushing away means dusting which dust is there on his clothes. He brushed that dust. He said that it is mine. That box is mine, he said, wooden box. The coolie heaved and grunted as he lowered the box which Bayaji caught with easy. See that coolie, he put it down with a heavy sound as if to see that it is a heavy luggage. But when coolie kept it down, Bayaji, he took it in easy manner. That is the situation you see that. That means coolies, laborers, they demand the money by doing an action of this is heavy. But whereas that owner of that luggage, what he said here, that it is very easy for him to carry. Next paragraph, you see that Bayaji had packed his entire household goods in this box. There was no longer any reason to hang around in Bombay. He had worked honestly for the past 35 years in the dockyard and had retired from service 2 months before. Dockyard means nothing but where the ships are built and repaired. Dockyard, that is meaning. Where the ships are built and repaired. Dockyard and had retired from service 2 months before. Not that he had held an important position. He had merely got an extension for 2 years. During that period, he had become a supervisor. Otherwise, his entire life had been spent lifting heavy loads. He had worked very hard whenever he could, day and night. So that day and night that Bayaji at Mumbai, that is Bombay, what do you call it, a dockyard, he worked there. And after retirement also 2 years extension service he did there. And that money which he saved, with that money he came back to his village. He wanted to build a house in the village. He wanted to settle down in his village. And heavy loads means in that what was his job? He actually was a worker. Later after the retirement he was given the choice of a supervisor also. And he had worked very hard whenever he could, day and night. That like he did that his service in that. Later you see that Dockyard had retired from his service 2 years before only. 2 years before only he had retired his service. And so children, you see that the remaining part of this lesson, paragraphs, those are given there. Let me come to in the next video. Okay. So you take the, I have written the meanings. You can also see that in the textbook also. And 1 or 2 meanings, if any of them, you can see in your dictionary. Check there. Okay, right. Let me see for the next class in the next video.